tablespoons of ground cumin, a pinch of dried red chilli flakes, low-calorie cooking spray, 1 red onion, 650 grams of carrots, 140 grams of dried red split lentils, 1.2 litres of vegetable stock, a small packet of fresh coriander, salt, pepper and 2 tablespoons of quark for the garnish.
Start this meal off now. Put it on the lowest heat. You start off with either ground cumin or cumin seeds. I've only got ground cumin, so I'm going to use ground cumin. And I used this last time and it worked really well. So it's into a dry pan. Doesn't want to come out. There you go. That's that one. Next you want chilies, crushed chilies, a sprinkling of those, although it's entirely up to you. If you like things hotter, then obviously have it a bit hotter. I've got to take into account that my daughter's also going to be eating this, and she doesn't like things too spicy, so that should be enough. Let that cook a little bit. Obviously, if you're using the seasoning, you're going to need to let it cook a little bit longer. Just get once you start smelling it cooking, then you can put your fry lighter in. And it's starting to smell the cumin. So put your fry lighter in. And finely chopped red onion goes in. And you're going to want to let the onions soften, start to cook and soften, sweat down, mix them all up. That's going to take a few minutes, so once that's done we'll get back to you. Okay, so the onions have been cooking for probably about 5 minutes, if that. You might notice there's a little drop of water in the bottom there. I do that sometimes because sometimes this pan can stick. So if you just add a tiny bit of water, it'll stop it from sticking to the pan. Right, the next thing to go in is your 650 grams of chopped carrots. There's a few really good things about this recipe that I like. The majority of the ingredients are store cupboard staples, so you're likely to have them at home. It's really cheap and it's surprisingly delicious, and it's very filling as well. This is supposed to be enough to serve 4 people. So it's a good winter warmer, and as the nights draw in, it's going to be a good one to turn to. So the carrots are in. The next thing to do is to get your split lentils. I've already cooked these by the instructions on the back of the packet. So I think you boil for 10 minutes and then simmer for 20, or until the lentils are tender, which they are. It didn't actually take as long as that. I don't tend to drain them because I think the starch in the lentils will help thicken the soup, so I just chuck it in. There's not an awful lot of liquid there left anyway now. Your chicken stock, these are just cheap ones, but they're just as good as any other. Some people will use OXO cubes, which is fine. Often the recipe will call for just 1 cube. I always use 2. I don't know if it's because I'm Sicilian and like strong flavours, but I never think 1's enough. So I'm going to do 2. This is going to be for 1.2 litres of water. And this jug doesn't quite hold 1.2 litres, so I've got to guesstimate it a little bit. And just let that dissolve a little bit. Get rid of those. so I'm going to add the stock now to the soup. Like I say, that's only 1 litre there. It might just be enough. If it's not, then I'll just add a little bit more water. Get it back on the heat. Give it a bit of a stir around. Trust me, it's not looking great at the moment, but it will. Once you've whizzed it up, it'll look really good. And it'll taste even better. So I'm just going to put the lid on and let it simmer for about 20 minutes or until the veg is cooked through. Okay, so we're just going to have a little look. It's boiling away there. It's had about 20 minutes. I think it's almost done, which is good. It needs to be whizzed up, but I'll have to let it cool down before I whiz it up. Otherwise, I'm going to get splattered with molten lava. So, we have costed this up, and it's coming out at about 41 pence per head, which is really good. Obviously, if you can get things a bit cheaper and get reductions like we've actually managed to do today, and get coriander for like 28p, then you're going to make it even cheaper for yourselves. Ideal. So that's all done. This is what it's looking like at the moment. Obviously, have a good taste of it because I've not seasoned it yet. So yeah, definitely need some salt because there's no salt in there at the moment. So I have to be really careful of the salt as well because I've got high blood pressure. So one good reason to be on a diet. So not too much salt, if I can help it. And some pepper. Give that a bit of a mix up. There we go. Another little taste. And maybe I should get a different spoon. There we go. Yeah, that's better. That's really nice actually. And then all we need to do is bowl. So bowl. I'm not eating this now actually, I'm going to put it in the freezer. But just so that you get the idea. On that. Coriander. Obviously this isn't to everybody's taste. But if you like coriander then you know. Rip a bit off. You can either have it like that or you can chop it up. I'm going to chop it up. I really like coriander, so. Sprinkling of that. And to finish. A Slimming World must-have, this is. Little dollop of that. There you go, that's it. If you like this recipe, there will be more coming, for sure. Do like and subscribe. And let me know what you think of it. I think it's delicious. Thanks, bye.